Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As promised, in this video I will do the continuation of my MIG Frotter project. As I've shown you in my previous video, I've already done this opening lid at the back here. So I've done the features kind of like we have a key here, key slot, and if we look for the main casing here, so we have the stopper, so it means that opening lid at the back here can easily slide in onto this shoulder or stopper of this main casing. Alright, in this video later I will show you how I will do, since the main casing is not splitted yet into bottom and top casing. So I will show you how I will do splitting. And also I will show you also how I will do lip and groove of this bottom and top casing. Maybe you can see in my previous video, one of my previous video, I already shown how I do the lip and groove of bottom and top casing. Alright, another thing I will show, okay, the first thing I need to show you for this opening lid here. The first thing I need to do is that this opening lid, if I show you by just set features, I move copy. I'm not doing copy here, just uncheck the copy. I select this just to show you. I just slide it a little bit. So this is the opening lid at the back here. So it will slide onto this shoulder of the main casing, but actually it's kind of like not snap fitted onto this main casing. I need to do features like this opening lid has a snap hook. So I will show you the first thing how I do the snap hook, and when it slide onto this main casing into position, so it will snap fit onto this main casing. It means at this main casing, at the inside surface there, at the back there, at the inside surface we have kind of a cutout from this snap hook. If you look on this photo, so this is a thing. This is our opening lid. So I will show you how I will do this first. This snap hook, right? So since here for the opening lid we have a snap hook attached to it, so it means that this top and bottom casing will be a cutout, kind of like a groove from the snap hook. So it kind of like snap fit into position. Okay, another thing in this video also I will show you that I have mentioned that I will do splitting into top and bottom casing, and also we have a features here on the lip. Since I will show you, I will do lip and groove. After I've done the lip, then I will show you we have features here. We have here, and also on the other side, this is what we call a key. It's kind of like snap fit features that it will snap fit for the bottom casing and top casing, not just by using only lip and groove. Alright, okay, for this, to start this in SolidWorks, as I have mentioned, the first thing I need to create the features of this. If you look in this image here, okay, this opening lid at the back there, so I will create this first. There's a hook shape attached to this opening lid. Right, so in SolidWorks here, so let me isolate this opening lid. So since at the back here I have a flat plane, so I will create a sketch, and I will create a center line. Start from this origin. I will put the length is 12. Alright, so the idea of me doing the center line is for me to create a plane here. So I will create a plane, this line and this dot. So I have plane number 6 here. So the idea is that I will create a rectangular section to be extruded starting from this plane and extended to this side. So I will create a basic shape of the snap hook. So I will create a sketch at this plane. So here I will create a corner rectangle. Then I will clone. Then these edges, I select the midpoint, and this origin point, I set it to coincident, right? Okay, the dimension of this is 2. And the thickness is 0.75. Okay, I zoom out. So I will do extrude by a distance 6.5. So another thing is that I need to make, I click, I uncheck merge result because I need to make it as a separate body. I make this thing as a separate body first, later I will clone it, then one is to be added to here, and another one to be subtracted from the main casing to create a groove. So this is a separate body. Okay, let me exit this thing. Alright, this boss extrude 5 here is, I isolate it, so this is the only thing that I need. So here, I have a plane here, so I will create a sketch. Then I make a corner rectangle, and it snap to that edges, coincident, and the dimension is, hold on, the dimension is 1.5. 1.5. So then here I will do extrude of 0.75. Okay, for this one, make sure that it is merged result is checked. So because I want to make it as a one body. All right, so then I click OK. So now I have the basic shape for me to create the hook. So here I will do chamfer, but before I do chamfer, here under SolidWorks, here under evaluate tab here, I can do measure. When I select this edge, the length is 1.5. I clear here, then I select the edge, the length is also 1.5. So it means that I can do chamfer by 1.5. So under the features, I have chamfer. So I will select this edge and make sure 1.5 is the distance. So I'm using the distance and angle. So since the distance of these two edges is 1.5. Now I have the shape of this hook. Okay, this hook I will clone it. So insert features, I will do move copy and make sure copy is checked. Then I will select this one and I click OK. Okay, now I have two of this hook. All right, the original one, the chamfer here, and the opening lid, I isolate it. Okay, this one will be add. All right, insert features, combine, add. I select both of these, then I click OK. So it becomes one body. All right. So the opening lid and the hook is one body. Okay, about the clone version, this one and the main casing, I isolate it. Alright, but this one, since the opening lid, we have the hook, so here we have the subtracted version of it. So insert features, combine, and I do subtract. So the main body will be the main casing. Body to subtract is this clone version of the hook. So I have this kind like a cutout. All right. So it means by the bottom casing we have the, okay, sometimes you can without showing edges. So this how it really looks like. So we have a cutout, right, for this bottom casing. Let me go back to edge, shaded with edge. All right, let I exit the isolate, and the opening lid, we have the hook, right? So it will slide onto the shoulder of the main casing and it will snap fit. Okay, let me show you the cross-section view. So you get clear picture. Okay, this is our section view. So as you can see, it's nicely here. So the opening lid with the features of the snap hook, when we slide it, we push it into position, it will snap fit and kind of like lock with this main casing. So that is one of the feature to make sure that really this opening lid is snap fitted onto the main casing. Okay, my next move is that, okay, I will do, since this main casing is not splitted into top and bottom casing, so now it's about time for me to do the splitting. So I will isolate this main casing. Okay, to do the splitting, I will, since the top plane is laying in the middle, then I will do split, and the top plane is already selected. Then I click at cut body, so I have two parts here, the top casing and main casing, so I check it. Make sure that this consume cut bodies is unchecked because I just want this main casing to be splitted into bottom and top casing. I uncheck it and I click OK. And now I have, if you look here under the solid bodies, I have split one here is for my top casing and the bottom here is for my bottom casing. Okay, in this video, since I will do the lips for the bottom casing here, if I isolate this bottom casing, maybe in my previous video I've shown you how I create the lips for the bottom casing, but the video that I've shown you, I create the lips along this edge. It means that along this edge we have a lips. But since here we already have kind of a cutout from the opening lid, so I will not create the lips along this edge and also along this edge. It means I have kind of like certain segment only that I want it to be the lips, not along this edge. Maybe certain by a certain distance only start from the end here. Alright, since this is bottom casing, and for me to create the lips of this bottom casing, I will isolate the top casing, because this top casing I will clone it and I will split it into a thickness of 2 mm from the bottom here to create the lips for the bottom casing. Maybe you can refer to my previous video that I can have shown you how I did this lip and groove manually, not by using the standard features. Since if I use standard features here, we have insert fastening features, lip and groove. We have lip and groove here, but I kind of like disagree with the outcome since I have a curved surface here. So the outcome is not right to me. So just watch my video. This is the way we do manual lip and groove. Okay, since this is a top casing, then I will do clone first. Features, copy. So make sure copy is checked, and I select this one and copy is one. I just click OK and exit isolate. Okay, now under the solid body, I have top. Here is my bottom casing. Here is my top casing, but here body move copy 9 is the clone version. So this clone version I isolate it. So this clone version of the top casing, I will split it by a thickness of 2 mm from the bottom surface to become a lips for the bottom casing. But I already mentioned to you, but I will not create the lips along this edge. Maybe at certain length only that I want it to be the lips. So what I will do, I make another plane here, reference geometry plane. So I will use this flat plane here. Then I will make sure I go for flip offset. I want it to be a distance about 70 units. So it means this new plane that I've created here by 70 from here, it will be the length of my lips for my bottom casing. So I need to split this clone of the top casing by this plane. So I create this plane first. So now I have a plane 9. So this plane 9 will be my cutting plane for this clone top casing. So it's already selected plane 9. Then I will do insert features, split. Then plane 9 is already selected. Then I do cut. And now I only select the part that I want to remove. So this one and this one must consume cut bodies must be checked. So I just need this segment only for me to create the lips for the bottom casing. So as I mentioned to you just now, let me hide this. I've mentioned to you just now, I have to cut by a thickness of 2 mm. So here, I create another plane here from the bottom surface. So I will create at a distance of 2 mm. But the 2 mm is going upward, so I go flip. So this will be my cutting plane for me to create the lips. So I will do split again and do split. So that plane is selected. I cut bodies. So I select the part that I want to remove, only the top part, and make sure consume cut bodies on. So now I have these two strips. Okay, these two strips I will create since the lips for the bottom casing is the half thickness of it. So the way of me doing this, okay, before that let me off this plane first. If you see my previous video, I've already shown you how I create the lips, because the lips is, since the thickness is 1.5 here, so the lips is half of the thickness is 0.75. The way for me to do this is I play around with surface. So make sure I'm in the surface tab here. So I only select this face and this face. This face I don't want to really delete it, but I would do right click mouse selection to invert selection. So these surfaces that I want to delete it. So under surface here we have delete face. Then it's already listed here the surface that I've already selected. Then make sure I'm using delete, the first option. Then I click OK. And now I have the two ribbon of this inner surface. So here I will create a flat plane, planar surface. Under surface here we have planar surface. I do it again. Under surface here we have planar surface to create a flat surface by selecting these two edges. These two edges, so I have a flat surface. I'll do again the planar surface, these edges and these edges. Okay, now I create planar surface for the ceiling. So I select all the edges for the ceiling. Hold on, I need to zoom it. And I do another planar surface for the floor. Alright, now I have enclosed surfaces for this, but if I go for section view, this section view, as you can see, is still hollow because this is still not solid. So to make it solid, all these enclosed surfaces need to be knitted, to be joined. So under the surface here we have knit surface. Then I will do select everything here. And here to make it solid, I must check at create solid. Then I click OK. So now when I go for section view, so we have a blue color, so it means that this is solid. All right, so since I have solid, then I can do shell. Under the features here, we have shell. And okay, the thickness of the lips is half of the thickness of the main casing of the casing, which is 1.5. Since the lips is half thickness, so the shell is 0.75. So I only select the surface that I want to remove to create a shell, but in this case, I will do shell. I will not do shell inward, I will do shell outward. Then I click shell outward is checked, then I click OK, then I have shell outward. So this will become, if I exit isolate, okay, here under the main body here, so if you look here, the shell and also the bottom casing, if I isolate it, so we have these features. So I will use this one as a lips for the bottom casing, but the only thing that I need to remove, I need to split this thing from there to this plane, right? So I split it first. I exit isolate. So here the under the list, yeah, this one, the shell here, I isolate it. Okay, then I select these two face. Then I will do insert features, split. Then I click at cut bodies. Then I select the parts that I want to remove. Okay, these two parts, make sure consume cut bodies is checked. Now I have these two strips. Okay, if I exit isolate, so this one, if you look under solid bodies here, the split, we have two split here, and also the bottom casing, if I isolate it. So this is the lips features that I want. So I will join this to the bottom casing. But before that, since this is the lips, before I join these two strips, these two lips here to the bottom casing, I need to clone it because the clone version of these two lips will be cut out from the top casing to create the groove. Alright, so these two clone here, let me exit isolate. So these two lips here, I isolate it. So this one I will make a clone version. I will do clone. Select these two lips and make sure copy is checked and copy is checked and the number is 1. So I make a clone version of these two lips. Okay, I exit isolate. Okay, now, right, for the original two lips and the bottom casing, this one will be combined by add. So it will join as one body since this is still not one body. So under insert features, combine, and I use add, and I select these two lips and this bottom casing, make sure add is on, then I click OK, so it becomes one body, right? And let me save my file first. Okay, now I exit isolate. All right, the copy of the two lips and the top casing, I isolate it. Okay, so this one I will do subtract, combine and subtract. The main body is the top casing, and the body to subtract is kind of like different to select, kind of like merge inside it, so I can use the list here. Under solid bodies, I will select the two clone of the lips. So then I click OK. So I have a cutout version, a groove, which is a groove for this top casing. Okay, so now I've already done the lips for the bottom casing. Okay, the lips for bottom casing, which the length of the lip is kind of like just now I've shown you how I create a plane about 70 millimeter from this end. Okay, I was already, so here we have the top casing with a cutout, a groove, right? A groove. Okay, nice. So this is how I do things to make a manual way to do lip and groove in SolidWorks. Okay, the last things to show you in this video is about the features of the snap fit features of these bottom casings, because I already shown you how I created this lip, and this bottom casing is jointed to the top casing by the groove. It's okay to be this top casing and bottom casing jointed this way, but sometimes we need these two casing to be jointed, snap fitted. It's kind of like more snap fit rather than just join like this. So to do that features, if you look this photo again, so what I have done, let me show you. Here we have this thing. We have snap features here, and since the snap features is on the lips of the bottom casing, so it means like we have on the other side the other two, and since on the lips of the bottom casing we have a key or snap features, so it means that the surface of the top casing, it will be inverse, it will be subtracted to become a groove, a cutout. All right, so here to do that, okay, I will do, also I will isolate the bottom casing, so I will create a key, kind of like a snap hook. Okay, actually, like I've shown you how I do the snap hook for the opening lid at the back here. What I've shown you before, I do it the snap hook manually, because actually just need to tell you, in SolidWorks we have fastening features, snap hook and snap hook groove, but I found out it's I kind of like disagree with the setting is, for me is kind of like to me it's kind of like tedious and kind of like complicated, and I think and also the outcome of the by using these fastening features, snap hook and groove, the outcome of that features is kind of, I quite disagree with the outcome. So in this video I will show you how I do the key on this lip of this bottom casing manually, and I also create the key on to the other side. All right, first I create the key. Okay, so the key will be I will create a plane to do the key. So here, if on the, since my middle plane is my right plane is laying in the middle here, I will create a sketch here on that middle plane, and I go for normal view here. I will create a rectangular shape to create a key onto this lip. Okay, on this right plane, I'm now in sketch mode. So here I will do the two keys. Okay, to do the two keys, I will draw a corner rectangle and it snap at this edge. One is here and another one is here. Okay, the dimension, this is 3. Three by 1. Okay, the distance from this edge to this edge is 15. Okay, here also the size is 3 by 1. And the distance from this edge to this edge is 15. So it depends on how you want to position the two keys. Okay, in my case, I put it like this. Okay, now basically I have the shape for me to create the keys on this slip. All right. If I go to features here, then I will do boss extrude. By default, boss extrude, we start our extrude based on the which plane that the sketch are on. So it means at this right plane in the middle here. But I want my key to be started at this surface. Okay, under the setting here, instead of using sketch plane here, from sketch plane, I can use the option of surface. So it means where do we want the extrude begin on which surface that we select here. So I want this surface. So it means the key will be extrude starting from my selected surface. So I have a preview of these two key, and the thickness of my boss extrude is, I don't want it to be like, because since the half the thickness of the lips is 0.75, I don't want to go 0.75. I put some value little bit smaller, like 0.5. So this will be the thickness of my key on this lip. Okay, another thing that is very important, I don't want to make it merge result. I don't want it to be joined to this bottom casing. I want to make it as a separate bodies. I uncheck the merge result, then I click OK. So now I have two keys. These two keys are separate bodies. Okay, let me exit isolate. All right, if you look here in the under solid bodies, I have two keys, boss extrude 1 and boss extrude 2. I isolated, so I have these two keys. All right, for the two keys here, instead, okay, since I want to make kind like a hook shape, a key, it's not a rectangular like this, it's kind like I need to do chamfer here, but I found out since this is actually not straight edges, because it is kind of like a curve actually. Because start from that surface, the surface just now is kind of like more curved rather than straight edges. If I do standard chamfer, it's kind of like it's hard to set the chamfering distance by this. Okay, in this video, I just need to show you the basic way for me to make a cutout as so the cross section here is kind of like a triangle shape. Okay, to make that cutout, I do kind of like just watch my video. So I have a flat plane here. So I can actually create a sketch here. Okay, here under the sketch here, I'm not using a sketch on the plane. I'm using sketch 3D sketch. I'm using 3D sketch. So under the line here, client here, so I will snap. One is here and another line is stopped at that point. So this line, 3D line, it will become, later I will do loft, and this loft will create a loft surface. That lofted surface will be my splitting surface to cut this rectangular key into, make it as a triangular shape. Right, so I will create another, another line here, because I'm now in 3D sketch mode, not 2D sketch here. So I have two lines here. Okay, I exit the sketch, but now I have created these two 3D sketch line there. So now what I will do, okay, just watch my video. Under the surface here, I have option to create a loft surface. Maybe if you look on in my previous video, I've shown you how we do loft, but now I'm using loft under surface. Under surfaces here, I have lofted surface. Okay, the idea of me to create this lofted surface here, that surface will be my splitting surface to cut this rectangular become triangle section. So I have to create this lofted surface first before I make a cutout. So under the profile, so I have this 3D shape here, 3D line. Okay, I click OK, so it's listed there. Another one, this one, I click OK, so it's there. All right, so but the guided curve here, I need to carefully select these edges. This will be my guided rays to be loft. So I use, rather than just picking, I use selection manager. Make sure you can use open curve of this already. As long as it can scan, I use the third option here. I select like this, so it selected that edges. Then I click OK. So it's listed there. Open group 3 and I go for selection manager again. I use the third option and select that edge. And I click OK. Okay, now if I just simply OK, now I have this lofted surface. Maybe it's not showing there, but under the surface body here, I have another one. Yes, lofted surface. So this surface, I select that surface loft here. So this will be my cutout to make a split. So it's already selected. Then under the features, features split. So the surface loft already selected. Then I click at cut bodies. Now I will select. Okay, I will select parts that I need to remove. Not this part. This part that I need to remove. Okay, only this part that I need to remove. Then make sure consume cut bodies is on. Then I have a nice key feature. Rather by doing, I found out by doing standard chamfer right here, features is kind of like the outcome, the setting is kind of like quite difficult to get this kind of key. All right, so this will be the key. So same goes here. Okay, I repeat the same. Under the sketch, I will do 3D sketch. So I will draw a line from this. Make sure I snap at that endpoint and it snap at that endpoint. So this is my first line. And here, line endpoint here to endpoint there. So I will do, okay, I exit the sketch. So I will do under surface, lofted surface, carefully select here, click OK for this for profile, and I carefully select this one. This is my second profile. And under the guide curve, I carefully select the edges by using selection manager. Under selection manager, I use the third option here. So you can select that edge. Then I click OK. Then I right click, use selection manager again, the third setting, click this one. Then I click OK. So now I have this lofted surface, right? Okay, if you look, I have surface loft 2. Surface loft 2 is this one that I have just created. So I will do split again. Split. So it's already selected the surface loft 2. Then I will do cut bodies. Then I select the parts that I want to remove. So this the part that I need to remove. So I just simply check the first one and make sure consume cut body is on. Then I click OK. So now I have a nice triangular shape of the key. Okay, let me, okay, if I zoom out, so you see here we have two keys here. All right, before I exit isolate, I need to clone this. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I need to clone this. One is to be jointed to the lips of the bottom casing, and the clone will be subtracted to become a groove. All right, I would clone it, features, and I will do move copy and I select these two body. Okay, it's already selected. Then make sure copy is on and number is 1. Then I have a clone version of it. Okay, then I exit my isolate. All right, so under the here we have, okay, split, if you look here, split 9 and split 10 is my original key. And the body copy here, and this one is the clone version of the key. So I will select my bottom casing. Where is my bottom? Okay, this is my bottom casing and split 9 and split 10. So I will do isolate. Okay, this one will be jointed by using combine add. So this will become the key. So what I will do, I will insert features, combine, and use add the main casing and these two keys. So this will be combined as one body. So we have one body here. All right, I exit my isolate. Okay, I exit my isolate. So here the clone of the key, the two clone and the top casing, I isolate it. So this one will be the groove. So I will do insert features, combine, and I do subtract. So the main body is the top casing, and the subtracted form is kind of like hard to select. It's kind of like these two keys is merged inside, so I can use this listing here under solid bodies. These two clone version of the key. Make sure okay. The main body here is the top casing, and the bodies to subtract is that two clone version of the key. So make sure it's subtract here. Then I click OK. So we have a cutout. All right. Okay, this the way I do things. So on the top casing we have a cutout, a groove, and the bottom casing we have the key. All right. Okay, about on the other side, I isolate this. Okay, I have created the two keys on this right side. On the left side, I cannot do mirrors since I need to tell you the way I do the casing of this, the way I do the shape of this casing of this make frotter by doing lofting. So actually the right side and the left side is not a mirror representation on the right side. So I cannot mirror the features of these two keys. All right. To do that, so I will repeat the same process as what I have done for this right side to create these two keys. Okay, since to do on the left side, I can use the scheme sketch that I've just created for here. So it means the two keys that I have is on the hold on, the boss extrude 8 here. I have this sketch here. Okay, by default, SolidWorks, whatever you have done, they off this sketch, so I need to show it. So I now have the original sketch of my two keys in this right plane, on this right plane. Okay, the same procedures as what I've done for the right keys here, for the left side here. So I will reuse this sketch to extrude it starting from the surface. So what I will do here, under the features here, if I go for boss extrude, then I select the sketch here. Okay, then I will not using sketch plane, I will go for surface plane. I will start it here. So the direction is this direction and it is 0.5. Okay, in this case, sometimes I can only do it one by one. Okay, instead of that, okay, instead of select one by one of the sketch, so I can simply go for right plane again. Under the right plane, so right plane is in the middle. Okay, I make a sketch of this right plane, create a sketch, so I will trace this one by using convert to entities. I select the, because in this sketch is not on my current plane, it's on my right plane, on my previous right plane. So I select all the edges here and I will trace it down. I will, under the sketch here, I will go convert to entities. So now I have already two rectangular shape on my current plane, because now I on plane on sketch 20 here. So then if I go to features, then I go to boss extrude. So the two rectangular sketches are selected. Then instead of using sketch plane, I will use surface plane. Then I will select this face and make sure the direction is this direction and the thickness is 0.5. And I uncheck the merge result. Okay, since this video is taking too long, I will not show you how I create this, because I hope you already understand what I have done to create these two keys on the right plane. So I will just show you, because the procedure is the same as what I have done to create these two keys. All right, so I just show you the end result. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I have created this thing. This is the end result. As you can see, if I isolate the bottom casing, I have 4 keys here. So this 4 keys is already jointed to this bottom casing as one body. And also if you look here, if I isolate the top casing, I have a cutout here from that 4 keys, so this will become the groove of this top casing, right? So Alhamdulillah, I've completed these features that I need to show you in this video. Okay, about all these things that is that since we have 3 solid bodies, combined is the opening lid with the snap hook that I have shown you earlier in this video. Combine 11 is the bottom casing with the 4 keys. Combine 13 is the top casing with the 4 grooves. Okay, about here we have a surface loft. Remember the surface loft that I create to cut out the key into triangular shape. So all this I can hide it, but later in my next video I will actually delete all this surface loft, because when we do assembly we don't want our parts to be included with the extra surface here. But in this video I will not show you, so I just remain it like this, because inshallah in the next video I will show you another features of this bottom casing and also top casing. Alright, Alhamdulillah, I've completed this part for this video. I hope this video really helps you for you to implement your works for your MIG floater. Inshallah, I will see you in the next video. Assalamualaikum. But before that, please do not forget to click like and subscribe my channel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.